Hello, this is Not Doing Nothing. I'm back after a little bit of a video hiatus. I've been meaning to do videos and I've been very good at finding excuses not to make them. So here I am making a video and not letting my excuses defeat me. Yesterday I was watching CBC and they were discussing the Trudeau debacle, or the little instance of impropriety between Trudeau and this female journalist. I'm not entirely sure what happened, and I don't know that the facts are out there. But anyway, watching this, I was very desirous to join in to the conversation. I felt like they were missing some things that seemed obvious to me, or that sprang to my mind, that weren't so specific to this instance, but more to the broader dialogue around sort of the Me Too and the hyper awareness around awkward interactions between men and women. So my thoughts were that either one or two things is happening, or possibly both are happening somewhat, or possibly I'm totally off base. That's what I was thinking. So firstly, either we need to reconcile ourselves with the fact that people who try to claim a position of power or prominence based on some kind of moral high ground might not be trying to reach for that position based off of their deep moral inklings, but rather from a place of self-interest, right? It might be that the priestly class that ruled over Europe wasn't doing so, for the most part, from a place of righteousness, but rather they found a clever way to gain power, right? As sophisticated social animals, maybe we've decided that just reaching for power in a very decisive and honest way, saying, I want that, I'm going to just take it, doesn't work nearly as well as saying that you're doing things on behalf of some higher moral good, or that you're doing so on behalf of the weak or the disenfranchised, or some other form of morality, right? You're doing so for the sake of God. So that might be the case, that lots of this is coming out on it's coming out on all sides, but it's strange that all these progressives that claim to have all these very strong progressive moral values, like Aziz Ansari, Louis C.K., Justin Trudeau, the archangel, keep on falling one after another. That's just a few examples. Even Weinstein was quite the liberal progressive figure. So maybe these people don't really believe the things that they are saying. They're simply paying lip service to something that they know will help them accrue a certain amount of social currency, a social currency that they can capitalize on and gain popularity, gain votes, gain money, fame, whatever it is that they're after. So this is an attack on progressives. I'm just making a blanket statement. I'm using this as an example that people maybe who claim to be coming from a place of heightened morality, especially if it's a popular morality, a morality that's popular to that time, might be doing that in order to gain prominence. Or, this is the second part that seems to be in contrast with the first, or people are, despite their high-minded virtuousness, maybe there's a certain amount of contrast and conflict between the mold of morality that we've created as a society in its current form and our instincts that are deeply instantiated in the locus of our very being that's millions of years old, right? So if someone, let's assume that Trudeau really believes the things that he's saying. Let's say he's the type of person who thinks it's wrong to even look at a woman in a lustful manner without every fiber of her being giving consent. If that's the type of person he actually is, and yet he can't master himself, he can't master his instincts and his lusts, then really what hope is there for society at large? How realistic are these constraints we want to put on ourselves, right? It might very well be that in a dichotomous species, as humans are, animals, where one of the sexes is far choosier about their mates and about when they want to have sexual encounters, and about where they want to have these encounters. When that's sort of the general situation between a dichotomous species, that where there's, generally speaking, a mutual attraction between the sexes, it might be possible that awkward instances are going to arise, and that might just be something that we might have to accept. We might have to adapt to that fact. So I'm not trying to be prescriptive. I'm just saying maybe we should be cognizant of that. Maybe instead of saying it's all societal, we might say, no, there might be a little bit of biology playing, and no amount, clearly, of moral or righteous indignation is really going to change that. So maybe it's time to have a bit of a bit more of an open, free, adult discussion about the whole thing, and not be so touchy and delicate about these subjects, as I think people seem to be a fair bit. It's a very charged subject at the time, and there doesn't seem to be much breathing room and space to say certain things that might not be entirely popular. And I think that's a mistake. I think there are certain things that we might want to come to face. So I think either one of those two things has been happening for a long time, or is happening. But it might be it might be the case that neither of those things are happening, and I'm entirely off base. So that's fine. What do you think? Do you think I might be correct at all? Do you think one is more likely than the other? That'd be great if you'd let me know in the comments. If you have righteous indignation to throw my way, have at it, throw it at me, that's fine. Yeah, anyway, cheers, thanks.